Hey, everybody, and welcome back. We have the first big race of the year, one day race in the European road cycling schedule. It is the Omloop het Nieuwsblad from Belgium, from Flanders, the northern part of Belgium. If you look at the map, you'll see that we're going from Ghent, which is probably equidistant between Antwerp, Bruges, and Brussels. And it's a 200 and no, 196, 197 kilometers to go. We've got 24 to go. For a long time today, we had a breakaway that was good, and now it's come back together. Um, Watching right now, we're talking about how they just in the last half hour or so have taken back that breakaway group. And if we look at the pro cycling stats, um, we can see that the peloton is all together. We now have an attack from Antonio Morgado. You can see how far along we are into the race here at 170 plus. And we're looking at EF Education team is now attacking, leading out on the front with 23K to go. There are a lot of very steep hills in this race today, a lot of cobblestone. They've got beautiful weather. I think it's 8C, 8 or 10C. Guys look pretty comfortable, 175K in. And we'll do a full review of this later, but it's nice to catch the last 20K live. Just to get an idea on who all is in the race, you've got a lot of sprinters. You've got Jasper Philipsen, but you've also got the guys who are willing to break away. You've got Wout van Aert, Thomas Pidcock. We just saw there in the picture we had Jonathan Narvaez. Matteo Jorgensen is in this. So pretty good group. Now we've got Alpecin de Koenig up front, just trying to control the pace. I think waiting for the sprint. Yeah, Philipsen. Alpecin definitely wants to control this so that Philipsen can have the best shot at the sprint finish. You got Stefan Biziger here. That's 81. Decathlon. Who else on there? Felix Gall of Austria is on there. Great climber, not really his kind of a course today. Where's the 36 Q36.5 team with Thomas Pidcock and his brother? Who we got from Ineos today? Filippo Ganna is in it. Joshua Tarling, I saw his name pop up before. It's being pretty active. Ben and Connor Swift are in this. So a really nice group today. Go back to the live. We are 20K to go. Pace is definitely picking up. Average speed so far 42.4 kilometers an hour. What do we got here? We got Narvaez. That was pretty good, pretty quick. Van Rysel bike. Oh no, that was Oliver Nason. Yeah, there you go. Belgian rider in his home country. Try to get back to the group now. So Garrisburg climb is coming up pretty soon here. We look here. The Bosberg, the Koppelmoor. There are going to be a couple of these brutal, windy, twisty cobblestone climbs. So right now the coverage is talking about this climb that's coming up and the wall and how the fans love to get there early, climb up the wall, and sit there. Classic place to watch this final few kilometers of the race from. It's been kind of gray and cold and annoying weather in most of Western Europe for the past few weeks, so it's nice to see they're getting some really good weather for this. And we see now that Oliver Nason, who just had that bike change, has made it back to the peloton. Always some really good stats here on the procyclingstats.com site talking about the best teams in the classics and the World Tour. UAE with Pogacar has led the last 12 months. Van der Poel and Philipsen for Alpecin de Koenig. Lidl Trek third, Red Bull fourth, Decathlon fifth. We're now down to 19K to go. So it should only be about 20 more minutes, 25 more minutes. But we will see, we will get to see this incredible climb coming up shortly. It's not like they have big mountains here, but it's the steepness and it's the cobble and it's windy, and not today, but in past years, we've seen just how wet it can be. So just a fascinating race early in the season. Now you can see them starting to get up the hill now. It's starting to get pretty steep and people are starting to move. Oh no. Jan Tratnik, Bora Hansgrohe, won last year. Was absolutely unfortunate to have that back wheel go, you know, right here. I mean, we're down to what, a group of about 40, 50 here. Alpecin de Koenig still controlling the peloton. This is such a big deal in Belgium as a whole. carnival set up. And here we go, onto the cobblestones, right through the old town. Look at all the people up on the balconies. They love their cycling in the Netherlands, in Belgium here. Absolutely crazy. And look at this. We're up to 14% grade. Just crazy stuff. It's definitely going to thin out the field now a little bit as we go through here. Tim Wellens is moving up. Jonathan Narvaez, I can see there moving up. Have to see if Jan Tratnik can get back. It's brutal to get a puncture that close. So Wellens is making the move. So Tratnik, we know from last year at the World Championships when he took Pogacar from the main peloton back up to the breakaway, Slovenian comrade. Yeah, this is just so cool to watch, this cobbles. I do a lot of cobbles here in Vienna, going up through the hills. Some of the roads are cobbles, and the vibrations in the wrists and forearms can get really crazy, especially at this speed. These cobbles are pretty uneven too. I mean, it's not Paris-Roubaix, but when you consider how steep it is, it's just unbelievable. Really stretched it out now. Who we have there from Lidl running? Philipsen's holding on. There's the chapel. It's the famous chapel. And commentators are just saying that, it's getting to the point where now you have people waiting for 5 or 6 hours to get their spots here on the wall along the way. Wow, the first bunch there, the first 3 or 4 guys have gapped everybody by about 25 meters or so. Pitcock is still up there. Just saw him go through. Um, take a look real quick at the last. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit downhill. I mean, when you see all the saw teeth on the hill, these aren't like big mountains, but they're so short and steep. Wout van Aert there. Wout van Aert's been moving up now. Get to see him pulling along. What number Wout van Aert? Not sure what number he is today. So they're back off the couples, down the other side of the hill, back into the fields, into the flats. They probably did lose about 10 guys, down from 50 to maybe 35 people. Another climb, here we go. Somebody's starting to pull. Jorgensen's right up there too, Matteo Jorgensen. There we go. From Team Visma Lisa bike. Stefan Kung is right in there. $15K, about 9 miles to go. The average speed has gone up a little bit. We're up to 42.3, so they're starting to really push. Probably talking about 18 minutes left. Who are these two? Try to see if we can get a number on these guys to see, trying to fight their way back to that front group. And there's the second half of the group that got splintered. Tim Melier? Is it? Tim Wellens, sorry. Tim Wellens. UAE, from Belgium, home race. He's looking strong. You see, we're down to maybe 12 or 14 fellas in that front group, and then you've got about 50 yards to two, and then another 50 yards to a group about 30. Stefan Bissiker and Joss Tarling together, they're kind of caught in the middle, trying to work their way back. If any two can do that, they might be able to, but that second large group does look like they're trying to get back to them, and there isn't quite enough pressure yet off the front to get completely clear. Yeah, here we go. Vacek, Van Aert, Narvaez, Watson, Jorgensen, Trentin, Philipsen still up there, Abrahamson, Plumers from Holland. So talking about how fast they went up the cobbles, and now we have more cobbles again. And they said that, yeah, 11% is the max grade on this second to last climb, big climb, the Boasberg, average of 5.5, but with a max of 11%. Wout van Aert really moving a lot. He's in that yellow jersey with the silver helmet, and he's struggling. And we're splintering again. Dylan turns, and now Tom Pickup there, third of that group, trying to make that move, trying to see if they can't get back to the front. Pickup got caught out just a little bit there. Dylan turns, was trying to get across. Stefan Kung is in the front group here as we get back to the front. Again, taking a little breather. They are all testing to see if they could shake some guys a little bit more. Jorgensen looks like he's doing a lot better today than Wout van Aert. Wout van Aert just didn't look like he was doing too well. He's kind of getting handed back through there. Yeah, but it's not, there's not enough motivation here. There's too much stop and go. You know, you get people make a little move, then they look back after 10 or 20 yards, and then what we got here? It's 10.9, 10.7, 10.5. These guys are absolutely flying. Well, the race started at 11:30 this morning. It is now 15:53, so we are 4 hours and 24 minutes in, 187K down, and 10 to go. Sam Watson from Ineos is now pushing. Oh, Stefan Kung now really pushing hard. This could get dangerous because he's a great time trialist, and you're saying, okay, I got 10K to go. I'm going to go for broke from the Groupama team, FDJ. Does he have it? Does he have it in his legs today to go? Oh, we got two people trying to bridge. Really splintering that front group now. Yeah, he was definitely kind of the scary guy. Abrahamson and Van Dyke now they're trying to get across, but they haven't. And I think it's Jorgensen leading the yeah, Jorgensen leaving the 10 or 12 guys, maybe 12 guys. So Kung is clear, but maybe it's 50 to 75 yards, 50 to 75 meters. And then you can see the gap about 100 meters back to that second group of about 30 guys. It's going to get messy. Definitely going to get messy. And if it ends up all coming back together, Philipsen definitely going to be the favorite guy. You know, you look for a guy like Van Aert if he was in good form to try on one more climb to try to get ahead. Pitcock is a guy who could do that, but I don't think he got back up there. People dropping off. Matteo Trentin is now dropped off, and he's going to get swallowed up by the second large group. $8K to go, down to 5 miles left. A lot of the talk now in the live coverage is about Van Aert just not looking very good today. Not looking like he's up to the task. And the closer it gets to the finish, the lower his chances are. He's not the guy who's going to win in a sprint generally. Is this everybody back together now? It looks like maybe 45 people. Somebody bridging. Yeah, Stefan Kung. He's he's opened it up now. It's 12 seconds. 12 seconds to go with 7K to go. Still just way too much looking around. Who else is on Stefan Kung's team? But here we go. Decathlon rider. Yves Lampart is there. Yeah. Another Belgian rider, that Yves Lampart. So I mean they've got about 30 or 40. Well, Stefan Kung, 14 seconds. I mean, the the closer we get to the finish, this is getting more and more significant. When you start to get to the point where you might have to make up 5 or 6 seconds per K or 10 seconds per K, yeah, even with a group of 20 guys, you're going against a seasoned time trialist. Absolutely love seeing the weather be nice for this first one. I think last year we saw so much rain and mud, and it was cold. And but yeah, good job here by Stefan Kung. He's just head down, 15 seconds in the last 1.5 kilometers that he's put into that lead group. So um, he's definitely given it a shot. Almost down to Group Pharma. Let's see who else is on his team. Who else has he got? David Gaudu. I don't know if he was in that group. Uh, don't see anybody who's really there to help him. He's not getting any help from his teammates in holding the pack behind. So there's the bigger group going onto the 5K flag. 16 seconds, about 200 yards. That Stefan Kung is now ahead. There's Wout van Aert, number 11. Yep, lined up. Jasper Philipsen right there with 121. Oh, that's a tough one. It always fascinates me how the guys who plan these courses, they end up with these tight turns with some big piece of concrete or something in the middle. And even though they put up those big yellow plastic caution things, when you're taking turns at 50 kilometers an hour, definitely leads to crashes, and we've seen just too many crashes in the last year. 4K sign, still 16 seconds. So group needs to make up 4 seconds per kilometer. Stefan Kung, 31 years old. Um, has had some great success in his career. It'd be a great way to start the season by winning. There's a nice telephoto kind of shot. Makes them look maybe a little closer than they are, but it's down to 13 seconds. Bit of a rise here, and it should be a longer downhill piece here. Yeah, he's starting to lose his edge. It's gone from 16 to 13 to 12 seconds under the 3K banner. It just doesn't have any help, it seems, in the peloton to stop them from catching up, to try to slow down. Alpecin to Koenig rider there, trying to pull on the front, trying to bridge this gap. It is getting closed down now. 2.9K to go, only 10 seconds now for Kung. He's lost 6 seconds in just the last kilometer. I don't know how on his own. There's a little headwind I'm hearing, a little bit off the right front shoulder. Yeah, I don't think Kung's got it anymore. I think that 8 seconds, they can feel it now. They're going to get him. There's the 2K banner. And again, you can see that it makes it look so close, this shot, but that's 300-400 yards just from him to the sign. So Alpecin Deceuninck and Jumbo Visma Lisa Bike with Wout van Aert and Jasper Philipsen. They have enough people in that group behind that they're definitely trying to get their sprinters back up to the front. Yeah, it's just a matter of seconds now. They're going to swallow him up here with 1.5 to go, under a mile. Five minutes. Live coverage today. So we should be going under the Flamme Rouge now with 1K to go. Big left-hander. There it is. The Flamme Rouge. Watson is in this. Really great finisher. Tarling is in this. Little squeeze on the right side there. So go around this gentle right curve. Are there any more with another kind of sweeping right hand curve? Oh, just kills me when they go to commercial right at the last part of the race. All right, here we go. These are the final few hundred meters. Just 300 to go. Sam Watson is leading out. Jasper Philipsen's coming. Manier, Paul Manier, in the red jersey, was able to pull this off. I want to get that finish line shot, but it's really close. I think it was probably just a foot or two. And I think he's still not sure. I mean, he's not acting like he's still listening. He's still listening. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, definitely. Oh, Soren Weisgold. And then just Philipsen second. He came up the inside. Yeah, there we go. Now he knows. Now he knows, and everybody's pretty excited. Soren Werenskjold from the Una X Mobility team grabbed this race in the last few seconds. We hadn't called his name at all in this half hour of coverage. Philipsen wondering what the heck happened. Just wasn't able to catch this kid. Great stuff. He hasn't had a lot of success. He won a couple stages in the Saudi Tour and the um, Belgian Tour last year. As a junior, he was quite successful. Young Norwegian guy. I think he's 23 years old. So many years ago, Thor Hushovd was the very successful Norwegian rider who won this race back then, 2009, just 16 years ago. So here we go. One more look at the sprint. There we go. He got let out. There it is. Just too late. Just too late. Philipsen was too late. Manier too late. Maybe they thought, here you can see him in the black, orange, and yellow helmet. And it's ever so slightly uphill there. And Philipsen maybe thought, wasn't going to, this kid wasn't going to be able to do it. But like nice clean finish. Maybe a little bit too much energy spent trying to catch up to Stefan Kuhn and his breakaway in the last few kilometers. But there we go. Excited. Big day for him. A lot of UCI points. Great way to start the season. So we'll get back to you later with the summary of the race, but there you have it. That's the live coverage of the Omloops het Nieuwsblad in Flanders in the Flemish part of Belgium. And we'll see you again next time. Bye now.